Let's talk about a more advanced script. What we're going to do is create a script to delete a contact or a record. Now that may not seem more complicated or more advanced, but it is because there's a lot of concerns with deleting a record, and we want to put up a nice personalized message. But before we do that, we're really going to go ahead and show you what FileMaker is about, or manage scripts, because in delete record, when we do that, we're going to have more than one line. We could go into layout mode, duplicate this button, right? Shoot it over 6 pixels and move it down, and make sure it's exactly the same distance between these two buttons as it is between these two buttons. Double click on it, find delete record, and look at the options. Perform without dialog. Never do that. You want to have a dialog when you're permanently deleting something. Click OK, change the text, delete contact. We can go into browse mode and we can see what it does. It says permanently delete the entire record. Well, this looks pretty good. Well, the big problem is this record word here. What is a record? This is a contact. So what we want to do is use several script steps to make our own message, to make our own decision process on what button they clicked, and then decide whether we're going to delete it or not. So we're going to go into Manage Scripts under the Scripts menu, and we're going to take a look at this whole dialog and the dialog that happens when you're actually writing a script, because this is very important to understand how all these things work. Now, you may not understand it when we do the overview completely, but you'll get an idea what each one of these pieces does. So what we have at the top here is a filter. If you had a bunch of scripts in here, you could filter them, because let's say you had 200 scripts in here. You could say, find me the one that starts with T or TH. And that will allow you to filter that list down so you can more easily find it. And then this little X button will, of course, take that value out of there. And then you have folders. We haven't created folders yet, but you could show all or choose a particular folder of scripts to show. So organizing your scripts into folders once you get a lot is very valuable. Put all the find scripts in a find folder. Put all the navigation scripts in a navigation folder. Whatever you want to organize by, organizing this when you have a lot of scripts can be really helpful. And then don't forget about this include in menu option that we covered before. This allows you to go ahead and say whether a script is under this scripts menu underneath here. And actually we have to close this to see it. Right under here. We saw it before on the other file that we're using, and all the scripts will be listed here when you go ahead and check this box on a particular script that's highlighted. Now down here is the most important button. This is your new button. When you click this, you create a new script. You're going to be using this a lot. If you click and hold down here, you'll get a pop-up menu that says create an empty script, which is the same as clicking that. Create a default script, which is for reporting and has some script steps already in it. Create a folder. That's what we're talking about up here with the folders. And create a separator. We'll try all these things eventually, but not right now. We're just trying to create a script, but at the same time give you an idea what this is all about in here. Here's how you edit a script. Once you click on it, you can click at it, or you can actually double click on it and get it to open. If you click on a script, you can delete it. And if you hold over these, they'll actually tell you what they're doing if you forget. This will duplicate a script. This will print a script. This will import a script from another file. Very handy. And you can perform the script. And we showed how this one worked, or at least we showed it before when we were covering how to activate scripts. You can click on a script and perform it from here. It's more of a developer feature. But again, where you're going to click the most is New. And what you're going to get is this screen with a script dialog in it. It looks a lot like the button dialog, but this is for scripting. It's a little bit different. The things that are the same are all these script steps. There's a couple exceptions where they're different. You'll notice that pause resume script says resume script in the button dialog. So it's a little bit different, but most of it's the same. So if you go down this, you'll see all the script steps that are in here. Just the same as the button dialog. You have all the sections, the control section, the navigation section, and so forth. But if you want, you can switch to all by name. Some people like this better. It's now alphabetical. I personally like it all by category because it organizes them by category about what I'm doing. All the navigation are in one area. Alphabetical really doesn't help me. Plus, if I don't remember where it is, I can still use type ahead anyhow. I can type in SH, and it'll get down to show all records. Or you can go ahead and show a specific section like control or found sets. That can help you to find in the sea of script steps exactly the one that you're looking for if you know the category that it's in. but I'm going to be using all by category throughout all these tutorials, so I would recommend getting used to it. And then the next thing you're going to do is create a script, give it a name. So we're going to call it delete contact. And that's it. Let's go down to the bottom, take a look at some other things. If you remember from the button dialog, we had a checkbox that said indicate web compatibility. Well, that's because a button can only be run from a FileMaker client or a web client. A script can be run from a client or web publishing client or from FileMaker server. So you need to be able to show the compatibility between all these types. We're going to be mostly in client here because we're not doing web publishing or server. So we'll just leave it on client. And then you have this checkbox, run script with full access privileges. Don't worry about that one right now. It's going to be a little over your head at this point because we don't even know what access privileges are. So don't worry about it. Most of the time you won't check that, but we will come to a point where we do check it. So that's the anatomy of this whole managed scripts. When we come back, what we're going to do is show you how to create the script to delete a contact.